ऐसे इंसान की कहानी जो ज़ीरो से टॉप तक कैसे गया, कैसे उसने अपने आप को बनाया, जो 1 दिसंबर 1986 को वाशिंगटन में पैदा हुआ, अमेरिका के एक शहर में। उसको लोग एक और नाम से भी जानते हैं और वो नाम है कोबरा। एंड टॉप जी, टॉप गैंगस्टर। वो एक मीडिया पर्सनालिटी भी है और एक किक बॉक्सर भी है। अस्सलाम फ्रेंड्स, मैं अली सिद्दी आज आपके लिए लाया हूँ एक बड़ी ही मोटिवेशनल वीडियो। एक ऐसे इंसान की कहानी जो ज़ीरो से टॉप तक कैसे गया, कैसे उसने अपने आप को बनाया, ज़ख्म खाकर, गिर के, उठ के, फिर भाग के, कुछ वर्जिश करके, कुछ ऐसे कि वो ज़ीरो से टॉप तक कैसे चला गया। तो आप लोग जानना चाहेंगे कि वो इंसान कौन है। वो इंसान अमेरिका के एक शहर वाशिंगटन डीसी में पैदा होने वाला एमोरी एंड्रू टेट। यहाँ से अंदाज़ा लगाएं कि एक किक बॉक्सिंग करने वाला स्ट्रीट फाइटर वो ज़ीरो से टॉप तक बिलियनर कैसे बन गया, ये मैं आपको डिटेल से बताऊंगा। तो वीडियो को स्किप ना कीजिएगा और मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे कि जो लोग मेरे चैनल पर नए हैं, फर्स्ट टाइम आए हैं, वो काइंडली मेरे वीडियो को लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें। सब्सक्राइब और लाइक से ये होता है कि हमें एनर्जी मिलती है। हम लोग बहुत ही मेहनत से वीडियो बनाते हैं, तो काइंडली हमें प्लीज़ अप्रिशिएट।
Your state of mind is what you should be able to control. If you can't wake up and say, today I'm making some money, and actually try your very, very best, and actually stay dedicated to that task, if you can't do that, you're fucked.
Every man understands you shouldn't be complaining about things you cannot change. You have to play the cards you're dealt. To be born a certain height and then to sit there and go, what do I do? I'll tell you what you do. You become the best version of yourself, just like everyone else does. Nothing about the height is in and of itself enough value for me to be a valuable man. As a man, you build your value. You are born with the cards you're dealt. Sure, it'd be ideal. Look, I'd love to be 7 foot tall. I'm not. So it's the same argument. If you're 5'2", you need to become rich, strong, and funny, and charismatic, and interesting, and witty. If you're 6'4", you need to become rich, strong, well-connected. It's the same game. So to sit there and complain about it is asinine. All of you have a handful of aces. I don't think you understand that. You could have been in a car crash at 4 years old and lost your legs. Do you have any understanding of how lucky you have been? This is pure luck. There's no this only luck has kept you fully able-bodied, sitting there, capable of learning and listening and becoming something. You don't really need to be that tall if you're important and rich, and when you walk in the room, you think when fucking Mayweather walks in the room, people give a shit? Fix that frame in your mind. You are viewing yourself as a short man. Stop it. Walk the fuck up and be the man.
I made my millions of dollars. The first time I ever became a millionaire was with Webcam Studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is how I first ever made money. I mean, I was a kickboxing world champion, but kickboxing's not boxing, right?
Yeah.
So I'd make like $100,000 a fight. You fight 2 or 3 times a year. You pay 20% to your manager. You pay taxes, but you're not rich.
So you get like 30 to 40% of the money.
Yeah, and I didn't consider myself rich. Like 30, 40 grand chunks, twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. Living in London. London rents, need a car. You try, like you're not rich in any way. And that's actually the reason I retired, because I woke up one day and I thought, I'm giving 6 hours a day of absolute focus and energy to this. And I believe I'm smart enough that if I put that much tenacity into something else, I can be a multimillionaire. I truly believe that. I was like, I've realized now I've reached the pinnacle of kickboxing. My choice is either to change over to MMA, which I was offered to do earlier in my career, but at the time the kickboxing contract paid more money. I had to pay the bills, so I went kickboxing. Change over to MMA, learn to wrestle, change over to UFC, blah, blah. But this is also like 7, 8 years ago where even the UFC didn't pay the money it pays now.
But the UFC still doesn't pay that much money from what I understand.
No, if you're like top 5 or champion, yeah. But most of the dudes you're gonna see there in the prelims, they're getting 10 grand a fight, 9 grand a fight. It's nothing, right? So it'd be like starting my career all over again. And at the age of 28, I thought, I don't have the gumption to start again. I've been through hell for this. I've broken my hand 8 times. My ribs have been broken. You know, I don't want to do this all over again. So
what do you do when you realize that, hey, maybe I don't want to keep fighting?
I decided to get rich.
What does that mean to you? When you're sitting there, you're getting, you know, $30,000-$40,000 kind of net on a per fight basis. Is rich to you like, hey, I want a couple $100,000, $1 million, $20 million, $1 billion?
I wanted 30 or 40,000 every month.
30 or 40,000 every month, so about $500,000 a year, give or take.
I thought if I had that much money, I could do whatever I wanted.
Okay.
That's what I decided.
So what's step one that you do?
So step one is, maybe that's how we ended up here together, my friend. Step one is, decided to be very logical about it. Chess player, right? So it's like, I want money. What is money? How do banks work? How does credit work? What's fractional reserve banking? All these things we now know to be the biggest cons of the century, right? So I'm sitting there researching money for days and days and days. And then I get more mad because I'm like, whoa, money's trash and I don't have any. Now I'm really annoyed, right? I thought like everyone else did that.
मैं आपको इसकी एक और ख़ुसूसियत बताता हूँ कि ये 2022 का टॉप गूगल्ड पर्सन है। टॉप गूगल पर्सन के 2022 में जो सबसे ज़्यादा लोगों ने जिसको सर्च किया वो है एंड्रू टेट। ये टॉप पे है जी नाज़रीन। तो ये एंड्रू टेट की स्टोरी थी। अब आपको ऐसी स्टोरी कैसी लगी, आपको ये स्टोरी कैसी लगी, और आप अगर ऐसी स्टोरीज जानना चाहते हैं और मालूमात इकट्ठी करना चाहते हैं तो काइंडली मुझे ज़रूर कमेंट में बताइएगा ताकि मुझे पता चल सके कि मेरा ये जो मैंने आपके लिए जो मेहनत की, जो मेरी काविश थी, आपको कैसी लगी।
They're important, that the world's not going to get about it. 99% of my content was aimed at men telling them the truth, saying that as a man, you're born with no inherent value. You have to become important. You have to go through some pain or go through some suffering to make people care about you. Otherwise, you're not going to matter. As a dude, if you walk into the party and you put no effort into your life, nobody about you. And every man out here knows. And one of the great things about the masculine journey and masculinity is that we've all lived a semi-similar story. It's kind of cool. Like, we've all been the teenager, gets heartbroken. We've all been unimportant. We've all like worked hard and then started to get some clout. And then we've all kind of lived the same kind of journey. So I say to everybody out there, yeah, if you don't follow that path and follow that journey and in one way or another get to the top, whether it's fighting, whether it's comedy, whether it's musician, whatever it is, if you're just going to stay somewhere near the bottom and then at the age of 44, you know, email me saying I'm depressed, well, of course you're depressed, loser.
Yeah.
But that was your choice because you have to build yourself as a man. And if you decide not to build yourself, then your life's going to suck.
My main message is to resist the slave mind, to understand that every single thing you're being told has an agenda behind it or you wouldn't be told it otherwise. To examine every strongly held belief you have and try and identify where it comes from and why you have it. I sit and argue with people, I discuss things with people, and they so fervently believe a point. And I say, why do you believe that so much? Like, do you have personal experience? No, but I saw the news. The news told you X, and now you are desperate. You will sit here for hours arguing that point. A lot of people are completely empty vessels ready to be programmed. And I try and tell people, listen, to just stop for a second and understand that the things they're telling you to believe are not necessarily for your benefit. The people who make the rules don't make the rules for the benefit of everybody. They make the rules for the benefit of the people who make the rules of the game. So telling people to resist a slave mind and just be critical thinkers, keep their brain open, pay attention to things, be perspicacious,
आपने देखा कि उसने कैसे जीरो से टॉप तक गया और टॉप पे जाने के बाद देखा कि उसने कैसे अपने आप को बनाया, अपने आप को पॉलिश किया।
Most beautiful force on the planet. Of course I believe in men and women. Of course I believe in love. Of course I believe in marriage. Of course I believe in family. I believe in marriage in the traditional sense. I believe a man has a duty to stand up and be a real man. I believe that the problem with the world today that we are facing is that not enough men are sticking to the